From the Newstalk ZB newsroom, this is Newsfix.
In this update, the New Zealand Catholic and Anglican bishops have issued a joint statement calling for an immediate ceasefire in the Israel-Palestine conflict. They're asking for the government and diplomatic authorities to advocate for a ceasefire and the opening and ongoing safeguarding of humanitarian corridors. Meanwhile, trucks carrying aid have arrived in southern Gaza, the first convoy of supplies since the conflict began. US President Joe Biden said an agreement had been reached for 20 aid trucks to cross through Gaza's border point with Egypt. Back here, an expert says the election results set to be a winner for some in the health system, but comes at the expense of others. National will lead the next government and has promised to fund 13 new cancer drugs. Auckland University Professor of Health Economics, Paula Lorgelli, says those eligible for those drugs will be happy. But she says if they're funding cancer drugs, they won't be funding others, such as cardiovascular drugs or rare disease medicines.
So there is something just about the fact that you would surely want to fund drugs that not just benefit health, but actually benefit the distribution of health and the equity of health.
Water shortages may be more common this summer with an El Niño weather pattern. The climate event was declared earlier in the year, bringing strong wind and warm, dry days with it. Gisborne District Principal Scientist Murray Cave says it will mean farmers and growers will need to use irrigation systems more often.
We're going to have to start thinking about asking residents to reduce water use because our water supply is under pretty much stress after Gabriel.
And that's news. I'm Donna Marie Lever. To sport, the second semi-final at the Rugby World Cup between England and South Africa is underway in under an hour. Elliot Smith is at Stade de France.
South Africa undoubtedly go in as favourites tonight, but England will fancy themselves if the game gets into trench warfare and a battle of goal-kicking attrition. The Springboks, though, have the nous at the back end of Rugby World Cup tournaments, with the vast majority of their squad lifting the cup 4 years ago. It's been a day mixed with intermittent showers and heavy winds in Paris, and that's expected to continue throughout the game. At Stade de France, Elliot Smith.
And England and Manchester United icon Sir Bobby Charlton has died at the age of 86. The former midfielder survived the Munich air disaster in 1958 and went on to help his country win the 1966 Football World Cup. And that's sport.
For more news, listen to Newstalk ZB live on iHeartRadio.